in to this second map in the series. Now, one thing that I think we're all expecting here is I think we're all expecting the Vitality victory. I feel like this is destined to go 3. Even during that like golden streak for Big where they were winning everything, Inferno was actually one of the 50-50 maps that we saw them play.
I like this pistol idea for Big. They're leaving 3 in spawn, and they're just waiting for like the contact. You know, oh, Vitality moving up B. Let's early rotate, right? It just means you're quicker to the right site. Unfortunately, for them, Vitality are holding off. They're sitting on the T ramp right now. They're going nowhere fast, but beginning to move up the B bomb site, up through Banana, with all 5 players. Well, Matsuda's holding on, but he can line up any kind of utility from T spawn. You can see CT smokes even from that position, but he will be joining his team. Tizian with a double flash, going to pop him in, but no one pushing off the back. Vitality, they just hold their nerve. They don't fire a shot. They don't give it away as the execute comes in.
That coffin smoke missing slightly, giving room to Tizian to peek on over and help his teammate out. And they don't seem to be aware of it. Oh dear, that could really come to hurt Vitality as they walk in to the USP hold. And Apex, oh, Apex, mate, I'm so sorry. 1v4, he arrives very, very late into B. And Big steal it away. That smoke missing gives room to Tizian to swing out, who then goes up on top of the coffins to keep taking fights. And then back in the site, resistance offered up there as well.
Yeah, look on the bright side, Big. They've got as many rounds as they did last time versus Vitality on this map. Wow. So, honestly, expecting them to beat that, really, even if they can't take this map away. That is definitely a good start, and Big probably a bit pumped after pulling the comeback on their pick. I think when Nukas has decided as well, that makes things really spicy if Vitality take us there. That's been one of the 2 maps, that and Vertigo, that Big are able to take away from Vitality on this side of the player break, right? This second half of the year. Force up for Vitality, though. RPK pushed back at bottom of T ramp. Got an SMG on Zywoo, otherwise pistols. Nevera doubles back with the bomb, looking to go towards this B bomb site later in the round. Re-smoke down, though, will deny that presence. And Vitality, they just have to respect the utility right now. Holding on. Take a deep breath. Apex looking like he's lining up the CT smoke from spawn. With Banana control still in the hands of Big, Searson can drop his smoke and stall out this B play. Flashed off with the SMG jumps. He only sees 1 on that spot, and so how much of a rotate will be drawn? Double for Big, moving 2 players over. The bomb goes back. They were hoping the bomb got seen inside of B to fake out this play, but Tizian's still anchoring in the pit. Gets rid of Zywoo.
Oh. Follow-up as well for old mate Tizian. And they know Xantares is here. If they deal with Tizian down in the pit, it gets a bit more awkward for Xantares, but they don't. And there it is. It's all mopped up. Tizian might be 8 HP, but he's still going. And so that's a nice little conversion there. Found for Big, a chance to go 3-0 to open up Inferno. And that there is the exact start they wanted.
I like the idea there for Vitality, right? It's actually unfortunate that the bomb doesn't get seen on the jump for Searson for Vitality, right? They draw 3 rotates towards B, yet still Tizian does everything he needs and more inside of the pit. So keeping this one alive for Big, not getting echoed. Cams are up. And so a Big 2-0 with more pistols to find.
Of course, we don't have Searson's, right? He does live in like that small village with no internet, so... Shout out village internet one time for Searson.
He actually connects to the server from a really long piece of rope from Cologne with tin cans on either side.
Oh, nice. Just to save on the bandwidth.
Yeah.
Well, this should be a nice, clean round for Big. You know, we're not too worried about this getting out of control. And Vitality, they're starting slow. They don't want to... Sorry, they want to use this time, right? Kind of discuss how they want to approach the next round, waste as much utility. This is something we've discussed before, right? The more nades you're forcing Big to throw, the bigger that reinvestment come the rifle round. And then that really accentuates any damage you're able to get away with on these pistols.
What's going to come with this flash for Keto? It goes over. Searson with the spot. And goodbye, Searson. Thanks for playing. Free kill up towards B. Oh, Tabson, he could be baited over. No, he's going to check mid first. That's very important. Oh, dear, there's weapons switch as Zywoo comes around the corner. It's a double dink down, and Tizian has to do everything here from the cart. He's got Xantares in the pit, dropping the bomb with the nade deep. Tizian spraying for 2. His MP9 is fantastic, and a pistol tap to clean up another. That's a lovely little A-hold for Big. May have been overwhelmed for a moment, but they still get rid of the pistols.
And here's the thing, right? Like, Inferno, it's such a weird map for Big. I feel like you just get... You never know what Big you're going to get on this map, and I think that's why it's always been a pretty 50-50 one for them, as we've said. Like, even during all these, when they went on that 4-event win streak, just back to back to back to back, looking so damn good, Inferno was still a map that was 50-50 even then, and that's like back when their Dust 2, they were like 13-1 on it, right? They were looking so good back then. And it's kind of stayed similar to that even post-player break as a map that they can sometimes snatch a win on, and other times look very, very lost on. And right now, they're bringing the heat. They're looking like they're on form. Now, we haven't seen rifles out yet for Vitality. Now we do. This is where we get our first real gauging of the head-to-head as to how these guys are going to stack up. Re-smoke down into top banana, and that forces RPK back. That's a nice little utility combo there, because essentially what you're saying to RPK is you either hang around here alone, and maybe we flash and retake top mid with top banana with that banana smoke down, or you just concede. You give us that territory for free. The Suitor's going to open the round up with a kill onto Xantares. And so Vitality, they've started to establish this default they were looking for, the top mid control, the top banana control. And from here, they can kind of play reactively, you know, like based on where they get the kills, on the information they get, they can hit accordingly.
Oh, no, that's misinfo. Citizens just spotted mid. He's made the call. Everyone rotated to B. There's a full execute coming in, but it was a fake play. Just RBK committed. Tizian realizes doubles back. Citizens here as well with a missed shot. It will cost them a round, likely. Vitality had that A site, and that is a lovely little fake. The misinformation of giving up top middle at the 30-second mark, it's enough for to make Big fully concede, fully rotate away from A, and now that's left them in a retake round. 2-on-3, Kit's around with the flash for Tabson. He could set Keto up. He's got to clear out archers first, though. Zywoo is in the grave, and Nivero's got contact as well. Who gets it first? Keto doesn't spot him either, and maybe starting to realize this one is as good as done. Going back to the apps, no one's there, no kills offered up, and crossfires are plenty for Vitality on this A site, so Big respect them, and they give them away their first round. Orb save for Tabsum. It's definitely the right call for Big, considering how the money is only just there if they get away with guns. But that's a lovely little fake play there for Vitality. While we were seeing all of that go down on A with the rotate out of long, you know, there was a full B execute coming through. 2 smokes, 2 mollies, 2 flashes, and that is enough to make Big fully rotate out. Got to keep their wits about them. It was Vitality. Big fully rotate out. They've got to keep their wits about them. It was Vitality managing to go 14-1 on their T side of this map just the other day against Big. But again, we know that plays into the game as well, with Big being a little bit familiar with what they lost to before, expecting this map to come through in the veto as well, and hopefully giving us a bit more of a show this time around.
And if you haven't gauged this already, this is a very, very good map for Tizian. And now it might feel a bit obvious to say that as he's like dominating from down towards the pit. But it's very, very interesting to see, because like, often when you think about like high fragging, high flying individuals on the big squad, Tizian isn't the first guy that springs to mind. And yet here on Inferno, his ability to anchor pit is oftentimes sublime. And so him looking good early on certainly paints a pretty picture for Big. Now, can he keep that up? Because I think that's going to be one of the key points here. I think then if you get him and like Tabson stepping up, Tabson lately being a little more quiet on Inferno, that could make this match very, very exciting indeed.
Yeah, that is a good point, especially considering the fakes that we've already seen come through for Vitality. This one is not, though. It's a faster play. Xantares in the pit catches Zywoo out of the apartments. The bomb's been dropped. Tizian here as well. The 1-2 punch inside of A is holding strong yet again. Nice trade for RPK, but it does nothing to these pit players who are still cowering down behind the smokes. Xantares laying up a flash. Apex in the sight, but blind, and without the bomb, he's got to get the kill. Xantares won't allow it. It's all on RPK, looking to find the ace in this round. Easier said than done. And they're not going to let it happen. Tizian, there it is. Smoke fades, he finally takes the kill.
Playing with his food a bit.
Yeah.
Like, RPK can't even see me.
Aye.
4 on the board, 4 big.
Okay.
And immediately back in from that first rifle round with success. Now, Vitality there, admittedly, they didn't run any kind of like grandiose strategy like we saw moving into their first rifle round. There, they try and change the pace. They try and, you know, get in the face of big with a fast A play. And it doesn't work. It doesn't lend to their favor whatsoever. Oh, Rumbu, Searson, go on. Son, get stuck in. Navera over towards ramp. It's not a fight that Tabson wants to go, or Searson rather, wants to go running back into. And so right now, it's a bit of a standstill early on. Another one of these slow rounds from Vitality. The change of pace really feels like it betrayed them there in round number 5.
It is crazy how we're seeing less and less as ZywOo's AWPing as time goes on with this roster evolving, right? From Shox running it on Vertigo to Navera picking it up, T-side Inferno. Now, obviously, T-side Inferno, kind of a difficult map to AWP on. We know ZywOo's rifling is more than good. But maybe that will be swapped back at some point. ZywOo's already tagged at least. Navera looking up middle, gets smoked off. Molly's landing at the B. The retake set up for big as well. You see the top B smoke, the Molly on the car. Vitality have seen it before. Previously, it was RPK on car and he backed out. As, you know, often you'll see that util come in and it'll be followed by a flash. Don't want to get hung out to dry at the top of B with no teammates there to trade. Another B fake. Navera throwing in the util, trying to sell it with the AWP, but look how tucked Big R. He has to commit if he wants a kill here, and unlikely to do so with the AWP. They're walking the long smoke. The flash does nothing, but the kills are in regardless. 2 for Mizuta right up long. They're running. Xantares is trapped in the site right now. He needs a spray. He needs to pray, and he finds all 3. Trapped at the back of A. Gone eventually, but that is a great hold to set his team up for the retake.
Oh, bomb now down. Navera ready and waiting at the bottom of Banana, and now for Searson, he's got his work cut out for him. Out he goes, but he does strike down the first right away. Now he knows Navera was just down through mid. And so we'll have the read on this short flank. Ooh, bit of noise made, but there's Searson. Scoped up and nails the shot. Big get a 5th as Searson pulls off that 1v2 retake and makes it look good in the process. Had the read as well, right? Very, very aware. Well, Navera's going to be hauling it to get here in time.
Yeah, it makes you really wonder about that safe plant in the site, right? I say safe, it's actually what undoes the round for Vitality. With Navera being so far away in middle, if it's plant default, if it's for sure, him with the AWP, he can just jiggle, he can bait, he can check that it's a fake, but there he has to commit.
I think one of the things that's so beautiful about that from Searson is, you know, if you're Vitality there, you're expecting him to be kind of slow in that retake, you know? He's coming in with the AWP in a 1v2. It's really, really common to see players hesitant retaking a man down, especially when you're on that AWP. But Searson's like, well, I know one's bottom mid, so right now I have this 1v1 in the site. I have that 1v1, and if I take that player down, the pressure's not on me anymore. It's on Navera to get here in time.
Yeah.
And so he uses that to his advantage to make that 1v2 happen.
Definitely a bit of a mistake to not only plant safe, but also to even be fighting when your teammate can't trade like that. It's going to cost Vitality a lot here as they buy in heavy off the back of the plant. It's not pretty. Double SMG, double Galil, and we've got an AK on Apex. Some heavy lifting needed, perhaps, as the money is really good for Big.
Look at this
buy, rather.
Look at this, Hugo. They've already taken Banana control. Tabson's rotating background. They know it's going to be an A play based on what the information they've got, rather. Oh. And it's a little ugly out of the gate. And that's set to continue. My, oh my, they've just rolled this A-bomb site. And RPK still putting up numbers. And this time, Searson in the 1v3, but doesn't have that same degree of information, doesn't have that same forward positioning. Instead, they know where he is, and he doesn't know where they are. And so this might just have to be the save.
Apex is hunting. Searson's wrapped back to long instead of middle. Not that Apex knows, but yeah, it's not like he's going to be going in for a late defuse. They will not let that happen. Vitality can save in the pit with a deep plant. So, yeah, Apex, he's cleared out T-spawn at least, but Not going to be able to find this AWP that will be kept on into the next round. Vitality, yeah, it was a risky buy, but it pays off, right? They know the Big don't have the money to play with. They finally break that cash. And even though the buy was fully there for Big, nothing in the back pocket. So reset round. Likely if you're Big, you just buy up here. Not really a lot else you can do. Nice to see Vitality go back to the quick apps play as well. They tried that earlier on in the half, but it was the double pit setup of Tizian and Xantares that really just mopped it up. It's not there this time around, and mezoota has been, once again, great on these entries. The 2 rounds that Vitality have won have been mezoota finding opening kills, out through long with a double, that time jumping out of apartments, and so strong stuff for Vitality. Searson's taking a risk.
He's kind of lucky there. He gets out just in time. ZywOo, sensing that something was wrong in this beautiful game, was like, yeah, I'm going to go look at that top mid aggression. And he almost catches Searson for it, but almost doesn't matter. They only deal in absolutes here. And while right now, Big, they've got 4 leaning towards this A site. Searson alone AWPing B. There are flashes going over. That's at least going to keep Searson on his toes and start to whittle away at some of this utility over towards the B site. Now, rotations are few and far between for Big. They will send tabseN around preemptively. Vitality, grouped up with 5, they're looking like they do just want to commit to this B play. And Big have got all 3 A players pushed up into top mid. So they at least know that top middle's not been conceded. I think at this point, Big are already anticipating the B play. And with these smokes now raining in, the flashes to accompany it, they know it's B. Searson gets caught trying to get to new box, but tabseN delivering a double has at least given Big a chance. And it all hinges on this fight versus ZywOo at the top of Banana.
Yeah, I don't know how tabseN gets away with 2 there. Nice flash. Keto chasing ZywOo down, and he's going to find that kill as well. Retake is on. We've got 1 smoke. Apex can cut off the Banana play. They're going to go right through. Nothing else to do. Good flash. mezoota dodges it. They line up, but it's still a trade for Xantares as Apex sits at the back of the site, hiding, waiting for Big to move on in. There's the 1v1 with a tap. Can't connect. Xantares coming in on his right side, and Apex wins the round. Big kill there to find Vitality a 3rd. And that's just very unfortunate timing for Searson more than anything, right? You really are relying on that saved AWP to do something there, but you can see he's caught out of position after boosting tabseN, trying to get back to new box. tabseN may put up one hell of a hold, but can you imagine how easy that round would have been if Searson only just gets 1 and stalls out at the back of B after that double? So could have been a very different situation for Big.
I mean, even then, like, doesn't actually need to even get any kills. Like, just being alive at the back of new box would have made all the difference. At slowing that down, at keeping the pressure applied. A damn good try from Big to make up for lost ground. I think that kill onto ZywOo with the flash at top Banana almost wins them that round. It certainly makes it doable.
Someone smell Gorgonzola, because we got one hell of a cheese round here for Big. Zeus and Apps and triple HE on USPs. It's going to be denied. Sliced up. Shredded.
Oh.
Nothing to say for it.
Yeah. This is the B site, just overran Keto with a USP. I was going to say, maybe could have dealt with Apex as well, but yeah, you know, we're dealing with maybes again, and that's a no-go. Vitality onto 4, and they're starting to salvage this kind of slow start that they had. Now amassing quite a few rounds and keeping Big in this great spot, at least great if you're Vitality or a Vitality fan. Because Big, you know, they're in this situation where they buy up now, but if they lose this round, well, oh, money's gone again. And suddenly that's how Vitality can kind of keep springboarding themselves into the lead. Success for Vitality only breeds more success at this point.
Searson wanted the fight down mid as well, but denied by an early flashbang from Vitality. He'll have to post up on long. Smoked off. And lots of early nades from this T side. They even molly the porch as well, just taking mid away from Big, who are going to gamble B with 3. This pit setup has been great, and so they're going to rely on it once more. Tizian finds a first, and Xantares backs out from his boost position as well. So lives to fight another day. Vitality have long if they want it. tabseN's coming in to clean up that position, but the flash is in time. Smoke on the library side. That sets them up for a mid to B, and that seems to be the call. Running through the spawn of their opponent. Are they ready for tabseN? Library side, Zawu jumping around. tabseN gets spotted. Oh dear, he might have to just let them pass. He takes Navera with him, but he can't escape after one. Keto catching a B player. citizen again caught in transition, and it's a 2-on-3 with a bomb dropped, all loose, just Zawu, as he has to find this one-on-one now.
Oh, and he goes. Keto holding down the line, 3 in that B site, and he keeps it all under lock and key. citizen, man, it's a little bit worrisome for him there, right? Once again, caught out of position. He was looking to try and plug that hole in CT, but it feels like right now a little bit of indecisiveness plaguing citizen, because he goes for that peak and then it's like, actually, I don't want to feed Zawu. Tries to turn around and then gets shot in the back of the head.
Yeah, Zawu actually flashes himself in that 1v1 on B as well, right? He throws it really high and he actually gets a bit blinded. It doesn't help, and Keto was not at all whited. But yeah, some great B anchoring. Better than the start of Vertigo for sure. We'll like that second half. Big with a timeout. They've called 3 out of 4 in this game so far. We are early days. But if the success is there, keep it up. Navera back on the AWP, 2 and 7, been a bit quiet so far. Very hard to find a solution for Vitality. Bigger triple stacking B a lot of these rounds. You know, even with citizen having problems there, he's got the AWP B often. And then Tizian and Xantares have only faulted once up on the A site. And so, yeah, this is looking really, really good for Big.
Now, the early nades down Banana have once again set Big up to take this control, but the 3B lean might be misplaced in this round, because suddenly losing Tizian over at short, well, this is all falling onto one man to hold down the A site, and he gets caught changing nades. Now, they do find the bomb, but down in T-Ramp is RPK. RPK's the bomb watcher, the bomb gatekeeper. He's trying to do his best to hold on to it. This is a weird round. This is weird as hell, but RPK might have just saved the day with that kill there onto Keto. There it is, doubling up, coming back late through ramp.
That's also a really good call for Vitality when they realize the bomb's lost. They make the call, everyone stop. Everyone let go of your keyboard, hold an angle. You know that Big are going to start moving into positions, trying to regain ground. citizen gets mollied out from under. He's a bit screwed, but then RPK holds the B player, and Mizuta holds the rotate through CT as well. So no one hunts the bomb and panics there. Vitality know they have a big advantage, and that Big are likely just going to feed them in that 3-on-5. So yeah, broken by now for Big. Vitality back in control of the map.
We got the pallet boost.
Big are trying everything.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this boost is like a cool way of playing a bunch of angles at like different heights to try and catch a player, but sometimes that happens. And, you know, like the bottom guy just gets knocked out from underneath the dude on top, and suddenly it's like, oh, well, we are all dead, and that is certain. So now we're tied up, and one of the reasons why I mentioned it's worrisome that citizen is having a bit of a cold start to this game is right now he's on the CT side. This is where your AWPer is expected to excel, right? This is like the one half you get where AWPing is fun, and then it goes to T side and suddenly it's a bit more of a struggle. Well, Navera, admittedly not having like an incredible scoreline, he is T side AWPing. He has been a bit more hard pressed to find these openers. Big haven't really been given anything over. The moment these sides switch up, it's only going to get harder for citizen. And so we need that AWP to be delivering now, and there's not much time left for it to deliver. So I hope we get at least one big round out of him before this half draws to a close.
Yeah, I like this play for Big early as well. They triple B, they throw all the util in, they get Tizian down Banana, and now they're stacked up on that A bomb site. For sure, Vitality can double back and retake that position, but right now they're crunching mids, taking the bracket area and trading 1-for-1. Zawu and Xantares out of the round already. AWP very much in the hands of Navera, just posted in the boiler. Bomb there as well, but they're retaking this B control. Tizian hears the feet. It's a deep Molotov. He's going to go ahead of it, but RPK is waiting with that kill. B is open. The bomb is deep in halls, though, and so this is a really awkward position where Vitality are just going to try and fake B and go back to join the package. That one smoke thrown into CT is drawn to rotate. Searson doubles back, though. Really good read from him that this is not a B play. Mizuta jumping out of apps, dealt with by tabseN, but Searson falls in the meantime, and it's going to be a bomb planted for Vitality. Only Quito alone, and a long way from home. It's Vitality surely with 7.
Yeah, they're even hunting him down. Gets away with that, but now they know where he is, and you can see how scared he is. Nevera on the angle, and there it is. 7 on the board for Vitality. And man, like, this is a really, really great game, and I hate to home in on Searson, but, you know, he's delivered us that stellar 1v2, if you remember, with the AWP. And then from that point on, I was like, ooh, all right, Searson's feeling it. Let's go, son. But now he's kind of slowed down, and Nevera here gets that key trade onto tabseN into the site, even able to remove the saving player in Quito. And, you know, like, once you kind of get into the site takes and that AWP is on the T side, that's where it becomes a bit more useful in those post plants. And Nevera's looked good whenever he's been in those situations. Vitality trying to, kind of similarly to what they did on Vertigo, which was have a very, very competitive back and forth half, and then right at the end of things, on the back of the economy, we're able to close it out with the advantage. This game right now is kind of set up to go that same way.
What, an OT loss?
Well, hopefully not that same way. Hopefully just in terms of the halftime.
Yeah, definitely some similarities, but how big will the lead be at the end of their T half? More standard setup here for Big. They've got double long. They've got a lot of smokes at the minute mark. Definitely want to use them before it is too late. Xantares, is he going to spot mid here with a flash? In it goes. Bounces. ZywOo holding. Sorry, Nevera rather. I see an AWP. I expect ZywOo, but here it is nonetheless. And still 3 smokes remaining at 50 seconds. Big have timed things well. But will it really be the undoing of Vitality? Xantares rotating B with another bit of utility alongside Quito. Vitality are setting up for the full execute. They might have to commit through these smokes at the 30-second mark. They're throwing in all their grenades. There's the push with the flash. It's great. Apex with a key entry. It's Quito mollied out, has nowhere to move, just has to hide behind the pillar, and he is gone as well. Vitality 5-on-3, a 1 round, and Apex hunting again. Vitality, they know when they won the round because they're full W mode, full chase. And Big never getting away with any of these guns. Vertigo is the same. It's a nice exit for tabseN, but trade is in.
Apex had a very, very quiet Vertigo. Well, he's not messing around here on Inferno, is he? The map pick of Vitality. He's so often not only the guy to lead you into the site, but the player that kind of subscribes to that mentality you were just talking about, which is once he thinks they won the round, he's like, well, I'm hunting. And it's like, oh, we haven't even planted the bomb yet, Apex. Come on. They can still do something. He's like, nope, I'm in CT spawn and I've killed 2 more. So now this lead taken, and the difference here between Vertigo and Inferno is that in that last round of the half, we didn't have a buy for Big, if you remember. Now we do.
Spirits never die.
Look at that, that was cool as hell. I thought we just slipped into a music video for a second, starring young mate ZywOo. I've watched that. ZywOo, take the music, but don't leave CS, you angel. Here's Searson looking down mid with the AWP. Nevera on the other side. Are we going to get to see an AWP head-to-head? We haven't seen many of these yet. It certainly could happen now. Searson out of middle, trying to run away, and he does just about get away from the onslaught that's coming up through mid. Now the nades respond from Big, trying to put a stop to Vitality's mid-aggression, and they've at least had it kind of taper off here. And it slowed down, but only for a second. These smokes going back into top mid were meant to try and set Big up to, if they wanted to, retake this top mid control. But because Vitality are already up through long, Big cannot run that risk. They cancel out Searson, but Nevera's killed RPK. It's all gone weird in the A site, and Apex restores normality with a double. ZywOo's in CT spawn, and it's all on Quito. Quito, mate, if you're confused, I'm confused as well. There's no hard feelings here. 1v4, he doesn't know what's happened, and he's just waiting down here in the bottom of mid. There's no hope for him now. Surely not. Not with Apex already through ult. And there it is. 9 on the board for Vitality. First half goes in their favor. But we've seen this happen once before. Is it going to be the case that Big can pull off a comeback? Or do Vitality take us all 3? Find out in just a moment.
Right from the start, I see the end. A world torn apart, but I know we're meant forever hold. No matter if we're cast away, a fire in the dark. I know that you will again. Under peach yellow skies, dreaming big and aiming high. Name the clouds passing by, wishing we run away. All we need is our passports, baby. Leave the rest in our troubled minds. Let us go down in laughter, baby. Trying to figure out what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. Book a plane, fly away. I see the signs and I see we're there. And I feel the light.
Look at them go. Look at them go. Vitality, they might not have been flying high back on Vertigo, but here, things are heating up on Inferno. You see what I did there? It's like a little wordplay. 9-6 in favor of Vitality at the end of that first half. And now they begin their CT side. And now things could get dire for Big. And this pistol round, as we said back on Vertigo when the scoreline was like this, could bode well if Big are able to pick it up. But that's a big if. And so early on, it's a bit of slow control into the apartments. Nothing to write home about yet. Vitality electing just for the standard 2-3 split between B and A. And Big are going to go ahead and throw that CT smoke from the bottom of T stairs. They sent Abson up to commit behind it, but this is a fake if you've ever seen one.
Yeah, Vitality didn't waver, they didn't move, and still that has yet to happen. Navera not leaving the long position. He gets smoked as well. Doesn't really want to play ahead of that. but instead watch for a CT wrap. It's all a bait. With the banana control going early for Big, they likely think it's a CT wrap towards that big bomb site. That is not the play. It's short instead. Xantara's going through the long smoke to try and catch Nivera in library. Good shot for Masuta, but traded onto RBK. Masuta's still standing. Xantara's through that smoke. Nivera with a tap through the wall, and a big kill for him. Sisson needs the bomb plant. He goes into the site to get it. A risky maneuver, but he makes it there alive. Kito's got the cover from the pit, and he needs to do much of the heavy lifting. Hitting this post plant, 3 for Kito. The tip taps, Big are back.
Man, it's the Sprout boys, Kito and Searson, to long it out. Searson, admittedly, like, just good for the bomb plant. The real play everyone's talking about is Kito down here in pit. And I don't know, like, everyone from Vitality is like, it's just Kito. What's he gonna? Oh, wait, hang on, no, we've lost. Man, that was unreal. The USP just gets rid of them, saves that round from the jaws of defeat. And Big, they're on to a good start here. Once again, the force buy-in for Vitality. This is shaping up to really mirror Vertigo in every sense of the word. Because now, as we saw back then, if this is a round that Big are able to find, they can try and go 9-9, but it might not happen. Masuta with a double. They deal with the banana play. They get out of that with the 1 AK that was in this round. And at this point, Vitality are actually more armed and outnumbering Big.
Wait, who won the pistol? Get your answers in now, because it's not looking clear with triple Mac 10s. The timing, Xantares catches it finally, but not the kill. ZywOo taking him down with a Mac 10, and now back to B for Big. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and speed is their game plan. Flashed in by Tizian. Masuta's blinded. Oh, he falls off. tabseN just makes it across, but surely the AK should have him dead to rights. There it is. Masuta with a kill. Tizian having to trade, but he's not getting given much. Masuta, great play from him. 4 in the round. Holds on fabulously as Vitality. They may lose the pistol, but they bite right back with the force buy, getting double digits under their wing. I don't know how Masuta survives this, to be completely honest. 4 HP, perfect peaks, and not denied by any of the Mac 10s. Bit of an awkward round to lose if you're Big. That was your chance back in. That was the 2-0 on the horizon. Maybe speaking a bit early, but now things get very difficult. Vitality with the money and all the room to move. Fighting down mid is Nivera with a tag off his scout. That's optimistic play, we'll call it, from Apex, as Kito catches him with a deagle. Nearly another. So we almost offered up. The scout bites back. Nivera trying to escape, just about does do it, but Masuta holds on to the A site alongside, dropping Tizian out of apps. These scouts are getting awfully dangerous now as the pistols capitalize. It's Searson with a double shot. Bomb dropped, RBK on the long play, and tabseN does clear up A, but that bomb is loose. Grabbed by Searson on the corner. He's still sticking around for the fight, but he might want that plant instead.
RPK, man, this guy is like the famous king. He really, really is. He makes it look so good. But is it going to be enough to win out this 2v2? Searson's scout finally not allowed to do any more damage. And tabseN gets a little ugly down in the pit. It will be the defuse for Vitality. 11 on the board. A bomb plant at least for Big. But that AK saved forward. I hope it finds its way back into the hands of Masuta. That felt like the biggest downfall of that entire round. Like, at the time, don't get me wrong, the 2 kills on Banana felt big in the round prior, but it didn't feel as consequential as it ended up being. Giving the AK over to Masuta allowed him to get 4 in that round, allowed him to slow down this A push in this round, and it's still soldiering on. It's still keeping up in favor of Vitality. Last pause called in for Big as well. They've already used all of them. So if this game starts to feel like it's slipping away at any point, they don't have that ability to kind of take a bit of a breather to try and address these problems. They've got to do it all live now.
While Shox was a bit of a beast back on Vertigo, not here today. Nivera, haven't said his name a whole lot. 4 and 10, not really been a problem for Vitality, right? That T-side AWP that Searson will have to wield with 5 kills to his name. Orp is really having trouble today in this one. Nivera, though, CT-sided. Now's his time to really kick things up a notch, catching Quito in mid. Bomb is going back down the ramp through ult. Santara's going to get silent boosted up off of his teammate's head. AAA soon to be 4 with the banana control for ZywOo with the rifle. Apex is going to move right over. Inferno can easily take a shot and drop back to safety with Apex alongside him so he doesn't get rushed down by those pistols. That nade could be chunky, and it's a bit of damage. Big are just looking to deed their way into A with 4 CTs on defense. Oh, that's no.
All right, Nevera's gone, and now Searson's got the AWP. They've given him his weapon of choice. Oh dear.
My.
Oh no, oh no, oh no. ZywOo trying to hold off over towards CT spawn, but he can't quite get up. He will finally find his way into safety.
Wow.
ZywOo taps them out of the round. And yeah, they try and dodge the stack by avoiding A, but then to do that, you've got to walk into ZywOo. That is the definition of a rock in a hard place. Tabson with the AWP. It's been a little while since we've seen him wielding this. We'll be given a little bit of room here. ZywOo waiting on an off angle though. Tabson, he's going to nail it. A blinder of a shot. And now, in with a chance, Masuta and RPK, they give chase, and they are fast on this approach into the B site. Not fast enough to deny that plant. And Tabson homing in on CT, bested by Masuta. It's going to be the round saved for Vitality. Once again, coming down to the fancy footwork of Masuta.
Yeah. The jump to bait this shot and then ducks in and spams the coffin. That's just sweaty for Masuta. And ZywOo, man, hero of the round. Like you said, it wasn't even the wrong call for Big to go CT there. They get the AWP, they get the double pick, they kill 2 Arch players. Why not go into B against Max 1? But that Max 1, well, that is ZywOo playing at maxed out. And just headshot after headshot. Appreciated. Sharks wants to get back in the server, and they might do so on a 3rd map here. That's where Vitality is trying to get us, 12-7. Searson on the AWP. Very, very rough start to this game. And like you said in that first half, it only gets harder moving over to the T side, especially when Nevera is starting to show a bit of face as well. Some face getting teared off through the smoke in the previous round. But he's still got that AWP. Quito flashed up on B, denied by the Molotov. I think that was team damage.
Yeah, I think it was as well. ZywOo's like, Apex, give me the M4. Apex says no. ZywOo says, well, now,
you're low.
Now you have to. You're low, right?
Yeah, I'm going to adopt that one.
It's worked, right? And so they leave ZywOo alone at the B site with this M4. Shout out Apex one time, of course. Masuta deals with Tizian on the Absolurk, and at this point they realize, well, there's no more noise in mid. In fact, Nevera's actually peeking down mid. He doesn't see anyone, so it's got to be a B play. And so the rotation of Apex gets here kind of early. He's able to support with flashes and gives ZywOo that much more room to maneuver. And while this is going on, look at the bottom of mid. Look at RPK and Masuta. Bye-bye. Line up in for Masuta. And almost the 4th in the round. Quito will get the better of him, and that's going to trigger the rotation back. It's a game of cat and mouse, but Vitality, they're here faster. They're already over towards long. Nevera nails Quito, and Tabson left in the clutch. Can't quite deal with the AWP on the corner, and tucked into the site is Apex. Remember when he got tagged low? Well, here he is, delivering the round win. Cool as a cucumber. 13 on the board for Vitality, and an AK gained. Keep the M4, ZywOo.
Could have knifed him there. Unreal, unreal. Great check back for Big, I gotta say, you know, going back and clearing the flank, but they actually line up, which is so good for Masuta. Getting rid of that AWP. And Nevera, like, he's just been getting crucial kills at the right time. It's not like he's been shining as a star, but he's been really good at just getting one, backing up, staying alive. Vitality 13-7. Big with a broken buy. Pistols are back. Is there any solution? Is there any answer on this T side? They've yet to field a round since the pistol. They got forced on by Vitality to really throw a spanner in the works. they do have a CT smoke. That could nullify Apex deep in spawn with a very long angle. Trying to crossfire with ZywOo. Doesn't look like it'll be B, though. They double back out of Banana towards middle. Nevera again smoked. He's been really getting cut off by that every time on the library. But, hey, he gets his revenge. It was Tizian to dig him out earlier through a smoke. Well, he sends him packing. Apex with arch control. The spray is there. He's got one. Lineup looks good, but he can't finish the job. Digged down. AK given over. What can Big do with it?
Oh, Nevera doesn't want to give away this AWP again. Might not have a choice in the man. No scopes are in. But Xantares trades it. Back of the site in B is ZywOo, desperately trying to stay alive, trying to keep B belonging to Vitality. And the more time he's buying has allowed RPK to rotate down through the bottom of Banana. Keto is just holding for this. Now off the angle, but into ZywOo. And B belongs to Big. They lose Keto at Banana side. Xantares with the AWP, and already RPK here should have it locked in.
No.
And indeed he does. A bit optimistic there to go for the no-scope on Xantares. But to be fair, like, you know, you're anticipating you're dead. You've got enough time for one shot. Didn't think he would survive as long as he did.
Yeah. I mean, if it hit, that would have been
sick, right? It's all anyone would have been talking about. Oh, Xantares, genius, man, genius. But sadly, it doesn't land, does it? Oh,
yeah, that sucks for Keto as well, because this is a great entry, but he runs back to B and he's not ready for RPK. That's because he just cleared it. He just held Banana, and the second he leaves it to kill ZywOo, RPK moves into the angle. So yeah, just timed on, really. A Counter-Strike classic. And while it was only pistols, it's still around. The Big would have loved to convert. And, well, it's not to be theirs. It's going to be another one for Vitality, building and building some more. 14-7. AWP for Nevera taking a spawn peek for a change up on this B bomb site. Keto, oh, he doesn't die, but Apex will finish the job, and the spray to Searson as well. You don't want any more lineups, so Vitality will get on out of there with a man advantage. Great grenades onto Tabson as well. Absolutely blown out of the round, onto 2 health. Tizian's been patrolling apartments, but nothing has been picked up in the meantime. And Vitality gambling with a 4-man A setup, leaving ZywOo to his lonesome.
This is nice from Vitality. Tizian throw that smoke, that fake smoke over towards long, but Vitality pushed through it. And now they know, well, there's no one mid. We don't hear anyone. We don't see anyone. So go back towards B, Nevera. Try and help out ZywOo. ZywOo here. Might not even need help. Nevera will chime in with another and actually takes down a second. Putting on a bit of a show for us over towards B. Tizian flashing himself in for this peak, but Nevera unfaltering, unwavering in towards CT. Map point for Vitality, and no comebacks required. They've just been in the lead through and through.
Yeah, and we talk about AWP recoveries, right? Searson versus Nevera, both of them with 4 and 5 kills respectively in the first half. Well, Searson's on 7, Nevera's showing up with multi-kills and, you know, just whipping it out on long as well with a killer round. So it's been good for him, but as expected, T-side AWP is very difficult to get back into the game with, and it's not really been there for Searson. The scout is out, but no one's giving him much. Cross onto Boiler. Mizuta flashed into ult, and Xantares is so blind. Nevera even kills Searson. And full runs a Molotov. He goes down to 12 health. Now that is ballsy, and it might even cost him later in the round. Big are looking to go B. It's desperation right now.
Yeah, Nevera really started bloodlust in there, didn't he? Hey, Shocks, man, watch this. Running through the Molotov. Was hoping for something sick, and in the end, just burns down, yeah. Still, man advantage up in favor of Vitality. Let's hope that that damage onto Nevera doesn't come back to haunt them in any meaningful way. Like, if this was the round that somehow allowed Big this 8-round comeback, it's like, oh. But it's looking doubtful. In towards A they go, and already Vitality have got the read. They bring Apex around. They have him join up with Nevera over towards CT Arch, kind of speedway area. And they're not sold on this. Like, Big have faked A a lot. Now with that smoke Arch, they're like, all right, it's not a fake, right? We may have read this one wrong, but that doesn't matter. We've still got 2 players here. And Apex is able to move in quickly. Nevera low from his Molotov heroics. offered up to Keto, and now suddenly we look at Apex and at RPK. Two of the older names on Vitality to try and hold the fort, and hold it down they shall. This victory goes in favor of Vitality. This series continues to trek on, and it's split 1-1 right down the middle as we stand. It's all going to culminate on Nuke, and I cannot wait. You don't want